Welcome back to my channel. I'm Autumn if you're new here. I love to read, I love to talk about books, I love to buy books, and this is my April Hopefuls video. In the month of April, I am doing a couple different challenges. Some of them are personal and some of them will be vlogged. So that has sort of shaped what I'm reading this month. To quickly run through them, I am trying to up my NetGalley ratio, so I have a few arcs that I'm trying to get through. I'm also recording a video reading Sunrise on the Reaping and annotating my first book ever, which has been a journey. It's taken me a while. I'm a week in, I'm only like a couple chapters in because I don't know how to annotate. It's making me very anxious, but I am working through it and we are doing our best. I didn't like the angle, but I am back. And then for the year of 2025, I am trying to cut down my physical TBR. So I'm trying to read at least a couple books every month from my physical TBR whenever that's possible. In March, I didn't read a single book off my physical TBR, which was super disappointing. So we're gonna try and beef that up a little bit during the month of April. I'm gonna start with my library books. So to start, this book by Caitlin Cross called On Screen and Off Again. This I picked up at the library just because it looked so cute. It is essentially about childhood sweethearts who end up cast on a TV show together. Just the promise of that, right? Just the promise of that sounded super cute. So I would like to get through this before it's due back at the library. I think it's due April 15th. So in the first half of the month, I'm going to try and get through this one. Secondly, I might just be on an Ali Hazelwood kick, but I'm going to try and get through Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Again, picked this up at the library, was super excited to see this even in stock at the library. I just finished Deep End and I was obsessed with Deep End. So I'm gonna try Not in Love and we're gonna see. I have said this time and time again. There have been some books of hers that I've loved, some that I haven't, and I'm gonna see if Ali Hazelwood has another hit with me with Not in Love. I currently have 2 audiobooks out on Libby that I have to get through. The first one is First Time Caller by BK Borison. I've just been hearing so much about this. I think it's going to be right up my alley. I'm actually very excited to read this one because I think that BK Borison is an author that's probably going to become an auto-buy author for me. I have very high hopes for this, so I really hope it doesn't disappoint. It looks super cute and I'm really excited about the audiobook. And the second is The Poisons We Drink by Bethany Baptiste. This is a book that I actually got an arc of like a year ago, and I just at the time was not in the state of mind to read it. So I'm trying again. I'm listening to the audiobook. I actually started it last week. I'm really enjoying it. It's great so far. I'm really excited to dig into this. I mentioned earlier, but I am reading Sunrise on the Reaping. My physical copy is in another room. I don't feel like grabbing it, but I am reading Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm very excited about this one. The Hunger Games is one of my favorite series, so this is going to be really fun. So far, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving getting to see the world through Haymitch's point of view when he was a younger man, and I just can't wait to like back into this world. I love Hunger Games universe. I think Suzanne is like absolute genius, and I am just really excited about this one. As I mentioned earlier, I am trying to get my NetGalley ratio up. It's currently sitting at like 65%. Not good. I got into a habit of like looking for a lot of arcs and then not being mentally able to get through them. And that has tanked my ratio, and I'd really like to get it back up. I'd also really like to just improve the way that I'm writing reviews, and this is part of that. So 2 of the books that I have on there, because I am part of the Penguin Random House influencer team, so I get automatic approval on like teen Random House arcs on NetGalley. So I have Pretty Girl Country by Lakita Wilson. It just looked really cute. I love the cover and the blurb sounded interesting. And then I also have Love at Full Tilt by Jenny L. Howell. I read a book by her a couple years ago that I loved, so I thought I would like try again and see if my taste has changed at all. And then I have the books off my physical TBR. I'm going to try and read Caravel. I have started this a few times before, and for some reason I have struggled to get into it. I'm not like huge fantasy girl. I do read fantasy. It's just not my main genre, so I find it a little bit more difficult to jump into. So I do have the audiobook on Libby so that I can kind of tandem read, at least to get me into it, and then maybe once I'm into it I'll be able to read more easily the physical book. but if not, then I'll just listen to the audiobook. And then this is something I'm very anticipating. It is Shoot Your Shot by Lexi LaFleur Brown. Lexi is a TikToker. She is a wife of a former NHL hockey player and a former hockey player herself. And a lot of her TikTok revolves around her life as a WAG. She started off doing like reviews, hockey romance books, and talking about the accuracy. And now she wrote her own book. I am very excited about this. I'm such a huge fan of Lexi, and I can't wait to read this. And last but not least, I am currently in the middle of a challenge that I'm doing on TikTok where I'm reading 100 novellas in 100 days. And so I will be continuing that journey, reading a novella every single day. That doesn't end until sometime in May. So I will be reading 30 novellas in the month of April, along with all of those books that I just said. So will I get to all those other books I just said? Maybe not. The novellas are the priority because I am very dedicated to keeping consistent on this challenge. I need to complete it. I set my mind to it and I need to finish it. So I have 30 something odd days left to go, and I am prepared. I am mentally prepared. I am going to do it, and it's going to be a journey. We'll see how many of those books I actually get done in the month of April, but I'm hopeful for a productive month. We're already off to a running start, and we'll see how it goes.